now that Playwright is installed, it's time for the exciting part. We are finally going to run our very first automation test case. And don't worry if this sounds scary right now. I will explain everything step by step and the simplest way possible. Okay, first of all, open the Visual Studio that we installed and we created one Playwright project. Okay, in this project, we have that test folder, right? Inside the project. So this is where Playwright stores our test cases. Think of this folder as the home for all of your automation scripts. And inside test folder, let's create one new file. Right click on test folder, new file, and you can write any name you want. Like I will just go with sample for now, and then dot spec. Why spec? Using spec, it recognizes, okay, these are the test cases for used for automating the application which I need to execute. And dot JS. JS stands for JavaScript for right. Okay. Once the class is created, let's start writing our code. So first of all, we need to import few things. Okay, the very first thing that we need to import is import. As we are going to write test cases, we will import test. Okay, test. And from where? Test is present in Playwright. So we will be importing everything here from Playwright test library. Once that is done, let's start creating our test cases. Right, test. Okay, we need to pass two arguments. The first argument is going to be the name of the test case. You can write anything like login page or anything that you want. It's up to you. And then the second argument that we are going to pass is the function itself. So write function which we are going to execute. And once you start the function, we need to pass the page because we want to run this function inside a browser on a page. Okay, page, and then start the curly braces. Okay, here this function will have a sequence of steps that we want to execute. Like I want to log in into the application. For what we need to do to in order to log in, we need to order to go to a particular URL. Then we need to click enter our username, enter our password, and then we need to click on the button. These all actions we will be writing inside one function. But for now, let's go with the basics. Right, await, then page, like the page that we passed to this function, right? This page is coming from this Playwright test and passed on to this function, okay? And then we are using the steps like in page, what we want to do inside a page. We want to go to this particular URL, https google.com. Okay, then await. Okay, right. Let's write one assertion, expect page to have title. Okay, why it's not picking the auto suggestion is because we forgot to import the expect. We need to import that also. Okay, now it should give us the suggestions. Yeah, it's giving suggestions to have title. As we are navigating to Google, so we will be looking for Google. Google. And then add the semicolons. Okay. Okay, so we have written our first test case. The first, okay, let's go over this one by one. Okay, this Playwright test, right? What we are importing, it is the official testing framework provided by Playwright. It is an installed Playwright package library that we are importing. What it will give you, it gives us everything like the test runner, assertions that we need, reporting, fixtures, hooks, parallel execution, browser management. Everything is present inside this Playwright test library. Okay, and then okay, await. So there is one more thing. This await won't work alone. If I execute this test case right now, it will fail, showing that await is not expected over here. So you need to use async along with await. Why async? So the thing is, JavaScript is synchronous by default. It executes the test case from top to bottom in sequence. But if something takes time, right? If something takes time, so it won't be able to execute that on time. So we need to specifically tell JavaScript that this function is going to take some time. So we types async over here. And so JavaScript knows now that this function is going to take some time, okay? And then await. Await means wait for this line to execute. Then it will go to the next line. Then it will wait for this line to execute, and then it will navigate to the next line. It means it will wait for the page to load everything on the google.com, and then it will check the title, right? So we will discuss more about async and await in detail later on. Now let's run our test case. Okay, to run the test case, go to terminal and type npx playwright test. This npx playwright test command, it will execute all the test cases that are present inside this tests folder. But we just want to execute the test cases present inside sample file. So either we can do one thing, we can provide the complete path of this file, okay, or we can execute the test case by name. We can do both if you want, right? So if you want to execute the test case by name, just write -g, then the name of the test case. Like we have name as login page, right? Just provide the name and press enter. It's executing the test case for now. Okay, running three tests, three workers, and the name of the test case is login page. Okay, it's done. So if you want to see the report, just type this over here. Okay, and there is one more way to execute the test case. We can do that as well, right? npx playwright test, then provide the complete path that we have here, right? The complete path is it's present inside test, then login sample dot spec.js. It will do the same thing that we did earlier. So it will execute all the test cases present inside this file, but we have only one test case, so that should not. Running three tests using three workers. Okay, it's done, like three passed. But we just executed one test case. Why it's showing three? Okay, let's go to playwright.config.js. Here, if you see, all the test cases are running at once. And because we have set this fully parallel is true by default. And why three is because inside projects, we have three browsers set up. So it's running this one test case on all three browsers, Chrome, Firefox, and WebKit. Okay. So that's why we are seeing three. So now in order to see the report, just type, sorry, not here. Okay. Go to terminal here, npx playwright show report. Whatever command there, like in to open last HTML report, run this command. So press enter. Okay. Just control and click over here. You will see the complete report. Like the test case that was run on Chrome, then on Firefox, then on WebKit. And if you click on any of these, it will give you the more details, right? Like they executed before hook, navigated to that page, then expected to have title and after hooks. So we will understand this in more in detail in the upcoming lectures. So thank you.